Word on the street is that your shoulder press gives you grief every single time you do it. No matter if it's a barbell or a dumbbell or a kettlebell, it just gives you grief. Well, we're gonna help you fix that. And the first step we need to take is to do our litmus test. And we're gonna do a supine overhead screen. Now, a lot of people, when they do this, their lower back, like I'm showing you there, pops up. And we're gonna eliminate that aspect by bringing our knees up to our chest. Now, our back is nice and flat. You're gonna go thumbs up, 7 up, and you're gonna passively drop those arms to the ground to see where your hands go. Now, don't try to force anything. We're just trying to get an honest to goodness look at what's going on with your shoulders. If your thumbs touch, try putting your thumbs together and then try to get the back of your hand to touch the floor. Now, you can see my shoulders are pretty tight, so I don't touch the floor. If yours do, great, fantastic, stick with us. We're gonna show you how to make those things stronger. Now, don't try to force your hands down to the ground. That's a cheat, and we're not looking for that. We're just trying to see where our shoulders fall on their own accord. Now, something to watch out for is, does one hand drop lower than the other? If that's happening, that's an asymmetry, and that can cause a lot of grief in your shoulder. Now, the other thing to look out for while you're doing this litmus test is if your elbows are bending. If your elbows bend, we're, again, not getting a good look at what's happening with our shoulders. So keep those elbows nice and straight, get a good look, pause the video, and see where you land. All right, so we're gonna start this party off with a shoulder distraction. I'm gonna show you how to do it with this super band, but I'm also gonna have you show it with just a regular t-shirt. If you have a super band, wrap it over a pull-up bar, anything that's gonna be able to hold your body weight, and you're just gonna loop it through, wrap it around like that. That way it's anchored so we can get a really good stretch out of this thing. Now, what you're gonna do is just gonna run your hand up through the middle of that band, grab a hold of it nice and tight, and then just gonna sit back and lean back towards the direction that this arrow is pointing. Now, the whole idea behind this shoulder distraction is to let that rubber band basically try to pull your shoulder out of socket. Now, we're obviously not going to let it do that, but that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to let that rubber band help us stretch. And you can rotate your arm to the inside, to the outside. You can back up a little bit. But again, the whole idea is we're just trying to gently stretch out this shoulder and just create some more space between our arm and our actual shoulder blade. All right? So that's how you do it if you have a super band. If you don't have a super band, here's what we're gonna do. Go and find an old t-shirt that you don't mind stretching out a little bit. I'm using one of my old workout shirts. Then go find a lacrosse ball, a racquetball, a tennis ball, anything that's a little soft and pliable. You're gonna put that ball in the shoulder, basically right between your collar and where the sleeve is, right? So that's where it goes, just so you can see. And then what you're gonna do is just gonna ball it up, and this is so it doesn't fly out while you're trying to do this stretch. Then you're gonna go ahead and find a door that's gonna work for you, and you're gonna put that ball on the opposite side of the door that you're on. You're gonna shut it, make sure it's shut. Then you're gonna wrap your hand around and give it a little tug to make sure that ball's up next to the door. And you're just gonna sit back just like we did with the super band and stretch out that shoulder. So go ahead and pause the video and do 2 minutes on each side for this shoulder distraction. Nice job, gang. Now we're gonna do an overhead distraction. So leave that band or that shirt wherever it's at. And what we're gonna do is we're basically just going to straighten out our arm, and you're gonna try to push your chest straight down towards the floor. So every time you exhale, you're gonna try to get your chest a little bit closer to the floor. This is not one of those stretches that you wanna wail on real aggressively because, I mean, this is your shoulder we're talking about. It's kind of a loose joint to begin with. So just make sure that you feel a good stretch. Get a big breath, take your time, and I want you guys to go ahead and do 2 minutes for this overhead distraction. Same thing, go ahead and pause the video, stretch it out. Nice. Now we're gonna go ahead and do a lat smash. So go ahead and grab your foam roller, or if you feel really saucy, you can do this with a lacrosse ball or a baseball. You're just gonna lay on top of that lat. Now, something that I want you guys to add in there is raise those hips up off the ground. You see I have my knees bent. I'm just gonna raise my hips up to get a little bit more aggressive, and I'm doing 3 different options here. I can wave my arm up and down, I can do a little shoulder press motion, or I can go front to back, just like this. Make it a combination if you want. Go ahead and do 2 minutes on each lat. Pause the video. Right, so we've stretched everything out. Now it's time to activate the muscles that are supposed to be keeping our shoulders nice and safe. We're gonna start off with a band pull apart. If you have a super band, go ahead and grab it. All I'm doing, gang, is I'm keeping my elbows nice and locked out, and I'm trying to get my shoulder blades to pull that band back to where that band hits my chest, and then I keep it controlled, and I do it again. what you don't want to do is you don't want to do this willy-nilly and have the band move you around. That's sloppy, it's not controlled, and it's actually going to end up getting you hurt. The other thing is don't let your elbows bend. This is a fantastic tricep workout, but it is not going to help our upper back get stronger to keep our shoulders safe. So if your elbows are bending, knock it off. Try to keep those elbows nice and straight. Now, if you don't have a band, grab an old t-shirt, the same one you used is fine, and you're just going to grab it and rip it apart. Now, this one obviously not going to be able to do reps, so I'm going to have you guys hold this for a set time, and all we're doing is trying to get our upper back to do this work for us. All right, so if you have a super band, I want you guys to do 3 rounds of 15 reps. Make sure that your upper back is doing the work. Don't let your traps creep up like mine just did. And if you have a t-shirt, I want you to accumulate 2 minutes worth of isometric contractions for these band pull-aparts. So feel free to change up your grip. Take it 20 seconds at a time if you need to. That's perfectly fine. Go ahead and pause the video. 3 rounds 15 if you have a band. 2 minutes if you have a t-shirt. Pause the video, make it happen. Next on the agenda is a quadruped reverse fly. Now we're gonna do this 2 ways. We're gonna do this with our thumbs up 7-up, just like I'm doing it right there. And we're also gonna do this with our thumbs down, as in dislike painful shoulder press. Now what I'm gonna have you guys do, start off with your arm, just your arm, no weight. And I want you to do 15 to 20 reps. If it's pretty easy, go 20. If it's pretty challenging, stop at 15. Now, if that was easy and you felt it in and around your shoulder blade and not in your neck, in your trap, I want you to try it with just a little bit of weight. Guys, these are small muscles. We don't really need a whole lot in order to tax these. So make sure that you grab a lightweight. We're talking 5, maybe 8 pounds. I actually am using a 10 right there with my thumbs up 7-up. However, when I turn my hand around the other way, I want you to watch this because my shoulder moves way too much. So I point my thumb down and the whole shoulder blade rose up when I did that. Now, when I had my thumbs up, it didn't do that. I was very controlled. I was very stable. So that means that this weight is too heavy for me because I can't keep my shoulder blade back and down. No good. So go ahead and grab a lighter dumbbell if that's you, or if you don't, then just go back to body weight and do 15 to 20 more reps here. Make sure that your shoulder blade is back and down. I want you guys to do 3 rounds of 15 to 20 reps for each arm for thumbs up and thumbs down. Pause the video, get those reverse flies. Now, this last activation is actually something that I want you to do for the rest of your day. Sit up straight. This is one of the best things you can do for your shoulder, for your posture, for your neck pain, for your neck tension. Just sit up nice and straight like you're at a fancy dinner party. Most of what we do in the 21st century puts us in that Quasimodo kyphotic position, and it just wreaks havoc on our neck, on our shoulders, and everything in between. So what I want you guys to do is just, whenever you are sitting down at your desk, I want you to go ahead and sit up nice and straight. You're gonna fall out of it, no big deal, don't worry. Whenever you think about it again, just sit back up, pull those shoulder blades back and down, get your head upright. And this is just going to help build up your muscular endurance between your shoulder blades and in and around your shoulders. So go ahead and pause the video and do this for 2 minutes just to wake everything up. But I really want you guys to do this for the rest of the day. So go ahead and pause the video and sit up straight. All right, this is where the rubber meets the road, gang. Let's go ahead and grab a PVC pipe. And I want you to think about getting all those muscles you use for the band pull-aparts fired up as we do some shoulder press with a broom handle, a PVC pipe, a dowel rod, whatever. And I want you to think about sitting up nice and tall, getting all of your posture muscles working the right way. And I want you to really get your upper back to do all this work for you. Now, a couple things to note. My elbows are in front of that bar the entire time. And as I'm pressing that bar up and down, I'm just gonna Uncle Fester my face backwards so that my bar has a straight path up and down. So that's what I want you to do if you have a PVC pipe. Now, once you get done with those PVC pipes or that broom handle, I want you to try it with some dumbbells. Whatever you have laying around, 5s, 10s, 15s, whatever. And I want you to do the same exact thing. Start with those palms facing each other. Have those dumbbells, tap your shoulders, keep everything nice and tight. You're not gonna have to Uncle Fester your face and get out of the way. You're just gonna be able to press these things straight up. Now, as you can see, my elbows are slightly in front of those dumbbells, but my palms are facing each other the entire time. What I don't want you guys to do, I don't want you to turn those arms out like this. This is an inferior pressing position, and it's going to wind up in your shoulders the wrong way. There's a time and a place for this, but when you're just trying to teach your shoulders how to work the right way, this is not the time. You can see how my elbows are more in line with my ears. This is going to wind up in your shoulder in the bad way if you don't have a sufficient amount of strength in your upper back. Now, last but not least, let's go ahead and grab a barbell if you have one. Now notice where my elbows are at. They're slightly in front of the bar. I'm going to move my face out of the way. I'm going to press it straight up. And the muscles I'm trying to use the most as I'm doing this is my upper back. It's not my deltoid. It's not my biceps. It's all those muscles in between my shoulder blades. So I want you guys to go ahead and pick one of these options, and I want you to do 3 rounds of 10 reps, going about this pace, keeping it nice and controlled, making sure that I feel this in my upper back. Go ahead and pause the video and get 3 sets, 10 reps with one of these options. Go. Nice job, guys. So we have done our stretching, we've done our activation, and we've integrated everything that we learned into the shoulder press. So let's go ahead and get back to our litmus test. We've already done one litmus test, and that is, can you do a shoulder press without pain? If you've already passed that one, great. Let's go and do this one again. So remember, get your knees up into your chest, thumbs up, 7 up. See if your thumbs can touch the ground. Remember, this is all passive. We're not trying to force a stretch. We're just trying to see where our arms drop naturally. If your thumbs touch, go ahead and bring your thumbs together and try to touch the back of your hands to the ground. Now, hopefully, you've gotten better, but you might end up being the same, and hopefully you didn't get worse. So what I want you guys to do is just get a good assessment. If any of these exercises resonated with you, I want you to do them every day until that shoulder pain goes away. Guys, if this video helped you, then please share it with a friend, hit that subscribe button, and definitely hit the like button. I thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys got something out of it. And if you guys want more of this content, please visit our YouTube page where we have lots of videos that help you learn how to strengthen your bones and your muscles and your joints so that you can move pain-free. We'll see you guys on the next video. Hope you have a great pain-free shoulder day.